All right, and it looks like we are live. Hello, hello, everyone, and happy Monday. And you guys already know Mondays is one of my favorite days. Is the start of the week, and the way you start your Monday is how you're gonna end your week. So I'm super excited on Mondays just to get on to my goals, to just execute my goals, and just to get myself ready for the rest of the week. So hello, everyone. As you guys hopping on, go ahead and say hello. Tell me where you from. Tell me where you watching from. Engage with me. Ask me questions if you have anything, and I'll be sure to answer them at the end of the call. But I'm excited to give you guys some motivation for the day. Motivation means a lot to me because those days that I don't feel like doing anything at all, I listen to some motivation and I tell myself, okay, I don't care how I feel right now. I gotta get up. I gotta get to my goals. I gotta get to my business. I gotta get to those things that matter the most. So I named the caption, always be aligned with your higher self, with your bigger self. Always think bigger. I want to talk about this because a lot of us are so intimidated intimidated by our own self. We don't believe as high as, I'm gonna speak for myself, because there was times that I wanted to earn a certain amount, and I got stuck to only to that amount. I didn't have a bigger vision, and I ended up being in a cycle where I only was creating enough to pay the bills. But when I start aligning myself with my higher self and start writing my goals and really think big, because you guys remember, not sure what book I read this in, but it's always stuck with me. It's always motivated me. I don't really, I can't, I read a lot and I listen to a lot of audios, so I don't know where I got it from, but I heard whether it was a book or audio, and it said, always think bigger. Do not think about the how. So if you have a goal and you want to make $100,000 this year. When you think, and this was me, every time I thought about that number, it would scare me. It would scare me to death. I'm like, I can't do that. How am I going to do that? But all it really takes just a little bit of a mindset change. I talk about mindset a lot, but it plays a big, big part in your journey. So when you align yourself with your higher self, you could also have to not think about the how. Don't worry how it's going to happen. Don't worry how it's going to come. Your job is to align yourself with that particular thing that you want and be clear that this is really what you want. All right? And I use the law of attraction, you guys, every day. Everything I do, I use the law of attraction. Now, it's not as easy as it sounds. It's not as easy as people think it is. You have to work at it just like anything else you work on yourself, on your business, your job, whatever it is. You have to really train your mind to think those things that you want, to always be positive, always be aligned with your higher self, because all of us want more, right? So if you align yourself with the things that you want the most, whether it's a house, money, marriage, whatever it is in life that you want, you have to align yourself with your higher self. What do I mean by that? What I might mean by that is truly knowing exactly what do you want, and keep that in your mind. And every time you think about that particular thing that you want, always, um sorry, I was reading something. Always think about that particular thing. But when you think about it, when you think about the thing that you want, don't think about, don't have that little voice in your head telling you, oh, well, you can't do it, or I'm not good enough, or this can be hard, or, John and Jill told me this is a scam. And all these little voices is going in your head. And now what you're doing, because what did you just say? What John said or what your little voice is saying in your head will not matter at all. It's only blocking you from being great. is blocking you from getting to your goals, blocking you from having those things that you desire. And that was one of my biggest things. When I thought about making a six-figure income, it would scare me to death. I'm like, how am I going to do that from home? Like, I'm only used to working. How can I do that? But when I start working on my mind to control how I was thinking, and every time those negative thoughts would come in my mind, I would stop. And I would literally tell myself in my mind, all right, no, we're not going to think like that. This is not what we want. We want a lot way bigger. And you have to be able to control those thoughts. And it's not going to be easy at first, but the more you do it, the more you catch yourself. A lot of the times, because there's things that I want to change, in my vocabulary and the way I speak. All of us do. It don't matter what it is. There's always going to be something that you want to change. The first thing about the change is, what do you want? How do you want that thing to turn out? Keep that thing in your mind. So if you are somebody that you want a new house, because I did manifest my house, you guys. Like, I can say this with an open mind, but I literally manifested the house. It's exactly the house that I wanted. That I had it, and I posted a lot like a few years ago when I did get the house. I wrote down exactly what I wanted in that house. I was homeless at the time, so I wasn't very picky, but I had a particular model that I wanted, and I'm not joking, you guys. I I I drew the house. All right, I drew the house, and I kept it in my mind. I had it in my visor in my car. So every time I would drive, because I was working at the time, and I was working a lot, and I would take that and I would look at it before I went to sleep. 60 days later, and it's like I didn't even look nowhere. Like, I am not joking, you guys. When I tell you, once you align yourself with your higher self, you will get. You're gonna blow yourself out of control. Like, it really will happen. So I didn't look at no anyway. I didn't look at no websites about a house. I didn't call nobody to get about a house. I didn't do none of that stuff. So I had a friend of mine. We was talking, and I was like, "Hey, I'm looking for a house." And I was like, "I'm looking this type of house." Like, you know what? I have a friend that has homes. He sells them. He has a lot. So maybe you could go see one of them houses. I'm like, sure. So he connected me with a guy, and I went and see the house. You guys don't understand. It was the same house, and I still have that drawing. I actually showed it on one of my Facebook lives like a long time ago, because I've been in my house for 3 years now, and I tell you guys, it was exactly the same house. Like, I was mind blown. But the house was under construction, and I always in my mind I wanted something, newer, new kitchen. So the house was under construction, had nothing in it. And I ended up buying the house and fixing it up exactly the way I wanted. Tell me that's not a blessing. When you align yourself with your higher self, and when you are in your higher self, you can't think back down here, or you cannot think back with the past, what somebody said to you that hurt you, or a circumstance, or a situation, or whatever it was. You cannot, because that was one of my biggest things, that I feel that I didn't move as quick as I should have, because I always let that my past hold me back. I would think, well, that person hurt me, or that person called me this, or this situation did this to me, and I would keep myself away from my greatness. And the more I start working on myself and reading, uh, self development books and growth books, um, all these books that I've read, it really has changed so much within myself. The way I speak, the way I communicate, the way the things that I do. I'm a very energetic person. I have a lot of energy, and when I used to, this was one of the biggest things that I had to work on. When I used to speak, I would speak very fast. One, I was nervous. I never used to be a people's person. I love people, but I was always that quiet person somewhere in the corner. Okay, so I had to get myself out of that comfort zone. I had to really work on myself. It was so hard. It was so I used to be so shy to just to speak like this, but really working on myself, it has changed a lot of that. I love myself. It don't matter if I just show up like from the gym with no makeup and everything else. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel like nothing can stop me. Nothing will interrupt me. I'm always my higher self. It's work. You're not gonna do that overnight. It takes work. It takes time. But doing it one day at a time. I still have so many things that I have to change on. But I always tell myself, if I focus with one habit at a time, I will create so many habits than putting all my eggs in one basket and trying to figure out all at once. So if I'm gonna tell you guys, because I'm gonna get off here in a second. I'll tell you guys some of my habits I always wanted to change was health. All right, it took a lot for me. I'll go to the gym for a couple weeks, and I'm like, oh, forget this. I don't see no results. And I did this for 4 years. I will go to the gym for 2, 3 months. I wouldn't go for 6 months. I'll go for 2 weeks. I wouldn't go for 2 months. And in order to change those habits, you really, really have to want it. You have to want that body. You have to want that income. You have to want it and really keep it in your mind every single day. That picture in your brain that you just captured, that this is really what do you want, what that you want, and keep going, keep going. Even the days that, some days I don't even want to be at the gym. Like today, I was feeling lightheaded because I cut off sugar for the last 10 days, and my body is going through those withdrawals that I want that sugar. And today working out, you know, I start feeling lightheaded, but I said, you know what? I don't care what it takes. I'm going to get through this. I'm not going to go to my sugar, because if I go back to my sugar, that means I just failed the whole 10 days what I went through. So I said, you know what? I'm going to take a break. I'm gonna just go speak my motivation for the day, and I'm gonna go back tomorrow and try it again. Don't try to do everything at once, okay? Because it took 9 months for us to be in this world, all right? We're in that womb fighting back and forth for 9 months. So what makes you think that success will be overnight? Right? I've been doing this for 4 years, and I don't even think like, oh, this is where I need to stop. I always find ways and goals. I set higher goals for myself that I want more. I want to elevate more. I want to grow more. And this is what it's all about. So don't think about, because when you think about having it overnight, you just not even thinking about what the future holds and what you can build, and not even think, oh well, I'm living for today. When I die, I don't care. Well, I do, because I want to leave a legacy so my kids can live and say, you know what, my mom did it. So when they feel weak, the days they wake up and they don't want to do it, they will have me in their mind, because I had my mom and my dad and my mom every time I wanted to quit. Like my parents did it. They grew up in a third world country. If they did it, I can do it too. And it kept me motivated, kept me going. So I'm telling you guys, with it, just align yourself with your higher self. Become the best version of yourself. Learn every single day. Read every single day. You don't have to read all day, but just read every single day. All right. I hope you caught that. Even if you read 5 minutes, 3 minutes, it doesn't matter. Your energy will change. And especially if you are reading growth books, your attitude will change. Your vocabulary will change. Everything that you desire will eventually, as you go on, as you grow, as you learn, you will grow. So, that being said, I hope you guys are having an amazing Monday. I'm super excited. I will be back on Monday for another motivation and give you guys some information for our Vegas trip, which is coming up in July. I'm sorry, June. All right, June, not July. But I'm going to give you guys some information so you can come meet me and some of the amazing leaders from Smart System and showing you guys what has helped us to grow so much in the last few years, not just financially, but mentally, physically, emotionally. It comes, there's a lot that comes with growth. So I want to share those information with you guys next Monday, so you get to take some notes and buy those early bird tickets. All right. So with that being said, hope you guys have an amazing Monday, and I'll see you guys at the top, because you already know at the bottom is way too crowded. Bye bye.